An
Ephrathite.
Ephrathite. So it refers to a person originating from Ephrathah or Ephrath, which is the ancient original name for the city of Bethlehem
Oh,
in
Ephrath.
Judah.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Ephrath.
yeah.
The gate of the city, and this is Bethlehem, not Jerusalem here, but that is where all the business took place, which is
Mm-hmm.
interesting. And when you see that they met the elders in the gates, I want you to imagine, if you got a wall, whether it's 10 feet thick or 40-foot thick, the gatehouse, it'll extend a little bit outside past the wall, and then it extends into the city to where you have to go through this tunnel. You have to go through it to enter the city. But
Mm-hmm.
it's not just a straight tunnel. You have the alleyway in the center, but on the sides are rooms. And there's rooms there. Well, that's where trade was done. There were storage
Yeah.
rooms where you could go buy grain at the gate of the city. That is where, well, it was your place. It's how you filtered people. It had security, but it was also the meeting place.
Wow, I was not. I was like, oh yeah, we're going. And then
Don't even have your
as soon as
microphone.
the transition, I was like, wait, I don't have my mic over here. Anyway, we're back and we're going to talk about Ruth because this was such an excellent lesson today that we had.
Ruth's an
It was
amazing,
amazing.
amazing. It not just because it's short, not because it's mostly in plain language without a bunch of weirdness, but it's kind of cool.
It's a really
But
cool
it's a
story.
beautiful story. It's romantic, I think,
Packs a
and
lot into 4 chapters too.
yes, it does. So take it away. What are we talking about? Go ahead.
Well, I think I just told everybody we're talking about the book of Ruth. Come on.
So,
And you led a great lesson today.
oh, thank you.
So I
I
appreciated
paid her
it.
to say that. Um,
Whatever. I just helped you with names.
that was in
Like,
our marriage contract. She had
oh
to
yeah,
pay me
that's right. In
compliments.
our ketubah it
Yeah.
said you needed to do that.
So it starts off. There is a famine in
Oh
Judah.
yeah, let me pull this up.
Oh, it's not up yet.
Well, we're up, but I will pull the scriptures up also.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a famine in Judah, and Elimelech, or Elimelech,
Oh yeah. What did
or Elimelech, depending on how you want. Uh, we'll call it Elimelech, just because it rolls
Elimelech?
off the tongue. So this guy, Elimelech, his name translates to God is my king. His wife, Naomi. Now, quick thing. I knew that I had girls in grade school, classmates, uh, and in middle school, whose name was Naomi.
Oh, I knew people that were called Naomi also.
I never
Yeah.
like it always shocked me, and I just get a kick out of it.
That this is a
It's
Bible
a
name.
Bible name.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I always thought it sounded exotic, growing up.
Naomi.
Naomi,
Hmm.
because it doesn't sound like Caitlin or Jennifer or a lot of our just
That's
common
true.
names. Naomi is just kind of,
Yeah. There's actually a lot of Bible names that I didn't realize
it's
were
wild.
Bible names.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, you never,
Yeah.
when you think of Bible, it's like I never knew a guy named Elimelech in school,
Do we?
but
No.
Naomi is a
That's
beautiful
true.
name.
Elimelech, that would be rough having that name, I think.
Anyway,
I
back to
mean,
the
yeah.
thing. So his wife Naomi, he has two sons, Malon and Chilion, and
I
I
think
think
you
it's
should say them
Chilion,
like you did in class today.
Malon and Chilion.
Yeah.
They were Ephrathites, which is interesting. Ephrathite, that sounds like they're
I
of
think
the
that
tribe of
was,
Ephraim,
yeah. I
but
was going to look that up.
um, if
You keep going.
If they're of the tribe of Ephraim, I believe they're in the northern territory, northern part of the kingdom. Judah is the southern part. So, where Bethlehem is, that's the southern part. So, an Ephrathite, unless I'm misunderstanding what an Ephrathite is, it may imply that he just didn't quite belong in Judah. He was kind of a transplant to the area, or maybe he was a non-inheriting kinsman. Maybe his family was there, but he didn't have an inheritance there.
So,
what's an Ephrathite?
An Ephrathite. So it refers to a person originating from Ephrathah or Ephrath, which is the ancient original name for the city of Bethlehem in Judah.
Oh, interesting. So, Ephrath.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, well, I did get that wrong. So, Ephrathite, meaning he, maybe that implies it's an old lineage.
Yeah, maybe.
He's an Ephrathite. So, because of the famine, they decide to go to Utah in Moab. No. Original Moab, which is, I believe, across the River Jordan in towards the wilderness, right?
Yeah.
Again, fact check me in the comments there. Okay.
You were right, though. It says the Hebrew word is also used to designate an inhabitant of the tribe of Ephraim. So it's a place, and it also is part of the tribe.
Okay.
So, sorry.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I was right.
Dig into that a little bit more.
Okay. Yep. Do your homework. Let me know what you think about Ephrathites. And I love this story because it doesn't beat around the bush. It just gets right to the point of whatever happens. Elimelech dies. And so Naomi's left with her two sons. And so she's raising her sons in Moab.
Yeah.
And they get old enough. They marry. He marries Orpah, which is where we get the name Oprah from. So one marries Orpah, and the other one marries Ruth. Now, what's funny is it doesn't even distinguish which son married which woman.
Yeah,
because it doesn't matter. They died.
Which, yeah.
And so now Naomi is left with Orpah and
yeah, she's
Ruth.
got her daughter-in-laws now.
So she's excuse me. So Naomi's thinking, well, there's nothing here left for me. I'm going to go back to Judah because I hear they have bread again. The famine's gone. The famine's gone, so they're doing pretty great. I've got nothing here in Moab. I'm leaving, going back to Judah. And then,
which probably makes more sense since, she's from there, going back to her home.
Well,
right.
Like I asked the kids, what would you do if you had, so we teach the 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
And I asked them, I want you to imagine, and we have more girls than boys in our class, so I just kind of slanted it towards girls. Imagine your husband dies, and you have sons, and they get married, but then your sons die, and you're just left with these two women you're not related to, that were they're your daughter-in-laws.
They were a little brutal.
You only have, and they were a little confused, like, well, what do you mean, what do you do? It's like, well, what if you don't have any food? You just got a couple. What if you only have a few days food left? What do you do? I mean, what's your plan? And very quickly we discovered what they were thinking was Naomi was going to eat the other two.
Cannibalism is happening.
I forgot I was teaching middle schoolers. It was also clear that they
were going to leave them.
They would just abandon them.
Yeah.
Or go find food, but eat it on the way back before you went home. Before you
found your daughter.
So the daughter-in-laws didn't know you had food. So
this is basically fend for yourself and get out of there.
Yeah, and forget those other guys.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting insight.
Yeah.
But we get further along here. Naomi's going back. Ruth and Orpah, they follow her. She tells them go back. They don't. A little while later, tells them go back again.
Yeah.
Orpah gives Naomi a kiss and departs. Goes back to her family if she has any. And Ruth says, "Heck no, I'm staying with you.
Mm-hmm.
We're bound together." And they make it back to Judah. And everybody in Bethlehem is saying, "Hey, look, it's Naomi," and so she was known.
Yeah.
Now, um,
Oh yeah. Here it
so there's
is.
some great poetry in there. Just the
Mm-hmm.
way it's written is very, very, very cool.
Oh,
Um,
something that you didn't cover. Elimelech. The breakdown of that word.
yeah, I
Did
did.
you talk about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
God is my king.
I missed it.
I don't. We'll have to do the playback. I don't know what you were doing, but yeah, that was like the first thing before I
Sorry.
was interrupted.
Sorry.
Oh, so
I think I was
so
looking at.
Naomi, she everybody says, "Hey, look, is this Naomi?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck?" And she says, "Hey, don't call me Naomi." Um, um, she says, "That's not my name.
Yeah.
It's Mara, which means bitter, uh, uh, or it implies that it's bitter."
Yeah.
Um, so that's it. And they returned at the beginning of the barley harvest. Now, this is something funny as she skips to the next.
Yeah. I'll get to the.
So, this is the start of the barley harvest. And I absolutely love this because chapter 1 says barley at the end there.
Oh yeah.
And then we get in here and it says Naomi had a kinsman of her husband's, a mighty man of wealth. Now, his kinsman, I imagine Boaz was like a nephew to Elimelech or a cousin to Elimelech.
Yeah. He
And
must have been.
and his name was Boaz. And this is the part that I'm talking about. It's kind of funny because it's at the start of the barley harvest. And Ruth and the Moabitess said unto Naomi, Ruth the Moabitess said unto Naomi, "Let me go into the field and glean ears of corn." So now we have a different crop. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
corn.
Yeah, it is interesting that it
Yeah.
switched.
Um, so it's barley, but it's corn. It's one of those. I think that was Tyndale or someone else. That is like,
Oh, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
We would have to look up what
I'll have
the
to look up.
original
Yeah.
Hebrew was and see if it was actually different.
Mm-hmm.
But so she starts gleaning. Now, my understanding is whether it's corn or barley, in my mind, gleaning is pretty similar because the reapers are coming down and cutting things down.
Yeah.
And
Well, and
you have stalks or what do you call wheat? It's just wheat. They're cutting
yeah.
the wheat down or the stalks of the corn down with the
Mm-hmm.
scythes, and the gleaners are coming behind and bundling them up, or if it's actually
Or
corn,
picking up the
pulling the corn
grain.
off of the
Yeah. Well, and you can glean. Gleaning is pretty universal. You can glean off any crop. So, like, if they've already been through and there's stuff left, people will glean those extra things off the
Yeah.
crop, like potatoes. You can go back in the potato field. Not all the potatoes got picked up.
Yeah, that
So a
makes
lot
sense.
of people glean. So that's kind of what they're doing is cleaning up after the reapers have basically reaped the field, and now they're going back and cleaning it up.
There we go. So, she's gleaning, and she happens to be on part of the field that belongs to Boaz. And Boaz comes from the city of Bethlehem out there, and he's talking to the reapers, um, and um, which is interesting, because it's such a concise book, but it has this little part in there where it says, "And Boaz comes from Bethlehem, and he's talking to the reapers, and he says, 'The Lord be with you.' And they answered him, 'The Lord bless thee.'" I don't know if there's something more there, like if that's an actual greeting or if it's implying something, but they thought it important to put it in the scripture. It couldn't have just. It very well could have just said, Boaz talked to his servants and said, "Whose damsel is this? Who's this woman?" But it started, they throw in these little details that are just funny. The Lord be with you. And they answered him, the Lord bless thee.
Well, it kind of reminds me of, um, we did this in the Lutheran church, but it was the Lord blesses you, or the Lord be with, or maybe they said the Lord be with you, and then you would repeat and say, and also with you. Like
Hmm.
it was a saying, and
Yeah,
then you would say it back to them. So that when I saw this, that reminded me of
that's what it
this.
sounds like.
So
Yeah.
it was like he was. It almost reminds me of like him being like a preacher or something, kind of. But I mean,
Almost. It's,
yeah, like maybe a priest.
but that's why it's almost weird.
I guess
Either there's information that we're
we're
missing
missing.
because we don't
Yeah.
understand the context,
Mm-hmm.
or it's fluff, which is surprising. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Maybe
so
there's
they
more.
said, well, this woman came. She's a Moabite, and she came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab, and she asks him, "Let me glean after the reapers, glean and gather after the reapers,"
Mm-hmm.
and she worked from morning until whatever time that was, and and so this is kind of a cool part where Boaz says unto Ruth, "Hearest thou not, my daughter? Go not to glean in another field, neither go from hence, but abide here fast by my maidens." So there were other women out there gleaning. That was
Mm-hmm.
kind of the job of the women, and
It was almost like he's taking her under his wing at this point. Like that's how I read it.
yep.
But
Yeah, and let thine eyes be on the field that they do reap, and go thou after them. Have I not charged the young men that they shall not touch thee?
mm,
And it's interesting because the italicized words have been added in.
mm-hmm.
They're not part of the original text, and I always like to read it without those and see if it changes it. But this one maybe tweaks it a little bit, because rather than let thine eyes be on the field, it says thine eyes on the field that they do reap, and go thou after them. Have I not charged the men that they shall not touch thee?
Yeah.
So I don't know if it changes it a ton, but the way I read this is not so much as keep your eyes on the field and go after them, because the very next part is he's talking about her being protected and the
Mm-hmm.
men won't harass her. Um,
It's almost like she was kind of like worried that being out in the
yep,
field, she was gonna get harassed or something.
yep.
But
So, she's very grateful. She
yeah.
bows herself to the ground. Have I found grace in thine eyes? And he says, it's been shown unto me everything that you've done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband, and you've left your mother and father, and you've come unto these people that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, verse 12 here, this is an interesting one. The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. That right there should be on a plaque, like in Hobby Lobby. That right there should be sitting above the threshold of every house. The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord God of Israel, under whose wings thou art come to trust. And let me find
Mm.
favor in your sight. It's been very comforting to me. So
Mm-hmm.
they're having this interaction back and forth, and I imagine Boaz and Ruth are young. They strike me as
Mm-hmm.
young people.
That's kind of
Um,
how I read it too.
and then he invites her back for dinner, and she eats, and excuse me. I'm fighting the yawns, y'all. Um, and then um, they she goes and gleans some more, and he tells the men, let some handfuls, um, uh, let her glean even among the sheaves, and let some fall, some handfuls. Give her a little extra. And so he's taken a liking to her, and he's showing some favor to her. So she gleans, and has an ephah of barley, and she takes it into the city, shows it to Naomi, and Naomi is asking her, where you been working?
Mm-hmm.
And she says, well, this guy named Boaz. And Naomi is pretty impressed with this because she knows Boaz is a kinsman of her late husband.
Yeah.
Um, and that's what she tells her. Um, let's see here. And so Ruth said, or Naomi says that it's good, and um, and she goes back and gleans through the end of barley and wheat harvest. So we're already halfway through. We only have 2 more chapters. This one it reads almost like a short love story.
Mm-hmm.
So Naomi's coaching Ruth that she needs to get joined to Boaz's house
Yeah.
because of the man that Boaz is. Um, so she's coaching Ruth on what to do to find even greater favor with Boaz. And she's saying, anoint thee, put on your raiment, put on your clothes, and get down to the floor. But don't let him know, don't announce yourself unto him until he is done eating and drinking, meaning like later on. And it shall be when he lieth down that thou shalt mark the place where he shall lie, and thou shalt go in, mark it, like discover where he's going to go to bed, uncover his feet and lay down at his feet, and then he will tell you what to do. And she's going to be obedient. She says
Mm-hmm.
that, and she says she did all that her mother-in-law bade her. So when Boaz had eaten and drunk, and he was merry. So
Yeah.
when he gets drunk and he doesn't know what's going on, here's what you're going to do. You're going to go lie down at his feet. So he's all full and happy and drunk, and he goes to lie down at the end of a heap of corn, and she uncovers his feet, and she lays down at his feet. And it came to pass at midnight that the man was afraid and turned himself, and behold, the woman laid at his feet. Now, it is interesting, if the sun goes down at 8 or 9 o'clock or something,
Mm-hmm.
depending on when he got drunk, it does compute that if he was drunk, he'd be sobering up, but maybe enough by about midnight,
Okay.
and he'd be coming to. He's like,
Yeah.
where am I? What am I sleeping on? I'm
Yeah.
on a heap of corn.
And then
No
there's
wonder my
a
back hurts.
woman at his feet.
And holy moly, who's this woman at my feet?
Yeah.
Who art thou? She answers, I am Ruth, your handmaid. Um, um, Spread therefore thy skirt over thine handmaid. No idea what that means. I didn't know Boaz had a skirt. Maybe that means blanket,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. But for thou art a near kinsman, and I think that might be code for give me uh, uh, thy covering.
Oh,
Give me
yeah.
give me thy
Give
blessing, or
me
give
your
me thy
blessing,
covering.
your name,
You are
or
my near kinsman.
yeah.
He says, "Blessed be thou of the Lord. You have, for thou hast showed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning." Um, and he's kind of stricken with the fact that she's not trying to be, even though it can be perceived, I think, as self-preservation of what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's being obedient to her mother-in-law,
Yeah.
but she's acting admirable and honorably.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not just chasing after any man,
No.
and she's not trying to position herself to a place of power or
Mm-mm.
authority or wealth. Um, because it strikes me, he strikes me as a wealthy guy, but not rich. He has land, but he's sleeping on corn. He
Yeah. I
seems like a
mean,
man of the field, like a
he's
humble
he seems
attitude.
humble and
Yeah,
righteous, and like he's noticing that she is also
Yeah.
Probably
Well, and right
somewhat
there in
righteous.
11,
She's not following.
thou art a virtuous woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he says, it is true, I am a near kinsman, but there is a kinsman nearer than I.
Mm.
And he says, tarry this night. It shall be in the morning that if he will perform unto thee the part of the kinsman, well, let him do the part. But if not, then I will be thy kinsman.
Mm.
And he says, go back to sleep. And she lay at his feet until morning, and she rose up before one could know another. And he said, let it not be known that a woman came into the floor. Which is cool, because you can see the code written in that scripture. And she rose up before one could
anybody
know
else.
another.
Yeah.
You know what it means in the Bible when one gets to know another, and they knew each other. You know what I mean? If
my
you know what I
gosh.
mean. But it also could imply that she just got up really early before anything starts going, before
That's
other
what
people
I
come
was
by.
thinking. Yeah.
But also before they could get to know each other.
Yeah.
So, and he said, don't be telling anybody, and don't reveal it that you lied down at my feet. He also said, bring the veil that thou hast upon thee and hold it. Let's see here. And he gives her 6 measures of barley, and she goes into the city to Naomi. And which is also very considerate, because he knows what's going on, and he knows that Naomi has a hand in this. And he said unto me, according to Ruth, he said unto me, go not empty unto thy mother-in-law. And so then Naomi is saying, okay, you need to relax.
We'll hear by the end of the day, basically.
we need to wait for this to play out. Yep. And then now, last chapter of Ruth. Okay. Now this is really cool, because we get this magazine called Let the Stones Speak.
Oh,
and
yes.
it's
So amazing.
put on by the Armstrong Institute of Archaeology.
Yeah.
And they're excavating one of the gates of Jerusalem.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, why would you do that? What, the gatehouse? Like, and it's something interesting, because the gate of the city, and this is Bethlehem, not Jerusalem here, but that is where all the business took place, which is interesting. And when you see that they met the elders in the gates, I want you to imagine, if you got a wall, whether it's 10 feet thick or 40 foot thick, the gatehouse, it'll extend a little bit outside past the wall, and then it extends into the city to where you have to go through this tunnel. You have to go through it to enter the city. But it's not just a straight tunnel. You have the alleyway in the center, but on the sides are rooms, and there's rooms there. Well, that's where trade was done. There were storage rooms where you could go buy grain at the gate of the city. That is where, well, it was your place. It's how you filtered people. It had security, but it was also the meeting place. And so this is an interesting. He went up to the gate of the city, and he sat down, and behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by. So it's a meeting place. He's waiting for that kinsman that he had mentioned to Ruth to come by through the gate. And and this is such just funny language here. Boaz went to the gate, sat him down there, and behold, the kinsman of whom Boaz spake came by. And unto whom he said, ho, such a one, turn aside, sit down here. So I can just imagine, if this were a movie, he's a man on a mission. And this other kinsman goes by, and he gets up. He's like, hey, ho, sit down. And he flips a barrel over and says, turn aside, sit down here. I've got something to talk to you about. And it's just a funny interaction. And he took 10 men of the elders of the city, and he said, hey, come here and sit down. We got something to discuss. So he's got witnesses.
Bringing those in? I was just going to ask. Those are witnesses.
Those are witnesses.
Okay.
And so it's interesting. How many people are sitting here? There are 12. There are 12.
Oh,
You
I
have
didn't realize.
Boaz, this
Yeah,
other guy, and 10 witnesses.
that's interesting.
And so he starts to talk about under the kinsman Naomi that came out of Moab.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, she selleth a parcel of land which was our brother Elimelech's. And I thought to advertise thee, saying, buy it before the inhabitants and before the elders of my people. If thou wilt redeem it, redeem it. But if thou wilt not redeem it, then tell me, and I may know. For there is none to redeem it beside thee, and I am after thee. And the guy said, I will redeem it. Then Boaz says, what day thou buyest the field of the hand of Naomi, thou must buy it also of Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of the dead, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance.
Mm.
And the kinsman said, I cannot redeem it for myself, lest I mar mine own inheritance. Redeem thou my right to thyself, for I cannot redeem it. Now there's a lot going on here. My perception is Naomi does not have land unless there is an inheritance right
Yeah.
left by Elimelech in Bethlehem,
Sorry.
which I'm not quite sure is true.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be. I mean, it's just, I'm going out on my gut here. What I think we're talking about is the responsibility to provide for the widows.
Yeah.
I don't think there is a field. I think the field is talking about the
Providing for Naomi and Ruth.
well,
Then.
the field is like the playing field. This is the landscape. This is
Oh,
the items at hand.
I
I
gotcha.
think that's what it's referring to. Is like it's not a literal field of
Mm-hmm.
dirt. It's uh, this is the possessions of Elimelech, and it's owned by Naomi, and this other kinsman doesn't know about Ruth. And
Yeah.
I think there might be some judgment here to where Ruth may even completely look different because she's not an Israelite. She's
That's
a
true.
Moabite.
She's not
Um,
from there.
and it's an interesting thing here. He says, "Yeah, I'll buy the field of Naomi and bring
Mm-hmm.
her into my household." And Boaz says, "Well, there's a catch. If you do that, you also got to buy her daughter-in-law, which is Ruth. She's a
Yeah.
Moabitess, by the way." And what does he say? He says, I can't redeem it for myself, lest I mar mine own inheritance. Meaning I mark or I um,
Mm.
disfigure or I harm
Mess up.
my own inheritance.
Yeah.
Meaning he's talking about his lineage. He's
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. Yeah, he doesn't want an outsider coming into his own inheritance, which is interesting. So he says to Boaz, redeem thou my right to thyself, for I cannot redeem it. And that may seem judgmental or racist or uh, 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 prejudiced, but I read it as just honest
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't have to do this.
No.
He should because it's his kin,
Yeah.
but the guy's just honest. And, imagine this. You got 10 witnesses around you, and you were just stopped as you on your way to go
On
do
your
something
way.
else, I'm
Yeah.
sure. And Boaz is approaching. He's like, okay, yeah, it's my responsibility. I'll take care of my brother's widow, my
Mm-hmm.
kinsman's widow. Uh, whoa, 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 whoa! There's this Moabite
There's
woman that
another
comes in.
person.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, no, Boaz, you do it. I don't have
I
time
don't
for
have
this.
time. Yeah.
And so now this was the manner in former time in Israel concerning redeeming and concerning changing, for to confirm all things, a man plucked off his shoe and gave it to his neighbor, and that was a testimony in Israel. I think this is
Mm.
amazing because I don't know of any other time in the scriptures where it ever talks about someone taking
Taking
off
off
his
their
shoe and
shoe.
giving it to the
Yeah.
guy, and that was the contract. So the kinsman said unto Boaz, Buy it for thee. So he drew off his shoe. And Boaz said unto the elders and unto all the people, Ye are witnesses this day that I have bought all that was Elimelech's, all that was Kilion's, and all and Mahlon's of the hand of Naomi.
Hmm.
Moreover, Ruth the Moabitess, the wife of, I guess it does name who it was,
Later on, yeah.
the wife of Mahlon, have I purchased to be my wife, to raise up the name of the dead upon his inheritance, that the name of the dead be not cut off from among his brethren, and from the gate of this place. Ye are witnesses this day.
That's cool.
And all the people that were of the gate and the elders said, We are witnesses. The Lord make the woman that is come into thine house like Rachel and like Leah, which two did build the house of Israel, and do thou worthily in Ephratah, and be famous in Bethlehem. Which is an interesting thing, because whenever this book was written, what they're noticing is Rachel and Leah are not Israelite either.
Oh, yeah.
They are women
That's
from
right.
another land.
Yeah.
And they're saying, hey, you just bought yourself a Moabite woman, kind of like Rachel and Leah.
Yeah.
Do worthily in Ephratah and be famous in Bethlehem. So they're kind of congratulating him. And it's like, you will be blessed.
Yeah.
Let thy house be like the house of Pharez, whom Tamar bare unto Judah, of the seed which the Lord shall give thee of this woman. So even though the other kinsman, who's not named, says, hey, I can't take Ruth into my inheritance. It will mar my inheritance.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, hey, hats off to you. That's kind of like Rachel and Leah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Boaz takes Ruth, and when he went into her, the Lord gave her conception, and she bare a son. And the women said unto Naomi, Blessed be the Lord, which hath not left thee this day without a kinsman, that his name may be famous in Israel. And he shall be unto thee a restorer of thy life, and a nourisher of thine old age. For thy daughter-in-law, which loveth thee, which is better to thee than 7 sons, hath borne him. And Naomi took the child and laid it in her bosom, and became a nurse unto it. So it's interesting. Naomi is nursing her grandson. This is a very tight-knit family, and
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I mean, she would have had to have a kid then, too.
What do you mean?
Well, Naomi, if she's nursing the kid, like, she would have had a kid.
Oh, you're talking, like, literally.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't
unless
say
that's not,
so. Yeah, it doesn't say
unless
so.
Unless it was more like a nurse, like somebody to watch
we're talking
the
about
child.
Anatomy here and the whole, pregnancy thing. For example, on a dairy, for cows to produce milk, they have to have born a calf. That's what Nikki's talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't see Naomi. It doesn't say that Naomi
it just
bore
was
a calf.
Interesting.
It was Ruth that did all that, but Naomi's nursing the baby.
I guess it could be more like a nurse, like somebody to help with the baby.
Yep. The women neighbors gave it a name, saying, "There's a son born to Naomi," and they called his name. That's funny. And the women, her neighbors, gave it a name, saying, "There is a son born to Naomi." Oh, that's interesting.
That's what I'm like. Yeah.
Well, I'm still convinced that Naomi did not bear a child. It was Ruth.
Yeah.
But they're giving honor to Naomi, saying,
I think that's
there
what
is a son born to Naomi.
Yeah.
And they called his name Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Jesse is another name that I'm just shocked is a Bible name. It's amazing.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a Bible name.
It's a name I never knew was in the Bible.
Yeah.
I knew it before today, but I never knew that was in like Naomi and Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Like you always think like Sarah and
Mary
and Jacob. Like okay, yeah, those are Bible names, but Jesse and Naomi.
Yeah.
It's amazing. and that's it. And this is important because Boaz with Ruth, they bear Obed, who begets Jesse, and Jesse begets David. And David is a very, very important character. Matter of fact, the descendant of David is Jesus. So it's a very important piece of lineage.
Oh, so Perez is Boaz's. That's
Yes.
his
Yeah.
line.
So that's the lineage of Boaz.
Okay. To David, all the way to David.
Boaz to David, which is fascinating. To get King David, we had to have a Moabite woman, not an Israelite woman, a Moabite woman. It is fascinating how the Lord, when we look at all the generations from all the way from Adam to we're talking about David here, how many times there's outside women placed into the lineage. And there could be a variety of reasons for that, but I find it very, very...
well, you were talking about, you read something the other day, and it was about how they went to Moab because of their sins, or they were spiritually sinning to...
commentary.
But it sounded just sounded weird.
Yeah, well, if you look this up, it's a common question. Why did Elimelech go to Moab? Like, that's weird.
It's kind of interesting that they left.
The Google answer is that Hebrew and Christian scholars look at Elimelech leaving Judah and Bethlehem as a great spiritual sin, because he's leaving the promised land. He's turning his back on, hey, there's a little bit of famine, but instead of trusting the Lord, you're running off to Moab where you think you're going to be better off.
It's going to be,
And I think that's wrong. And I have no scholarly basis for that, and I have no authority, scholarly authority, to say that it's wrong. But I do have a gut feeling. And the reason being is, while that we could look at that as a spiritual sin, why was there no Israelite woman worthy of Boaz? Why did he have to marry a Moabite?
Well, it's almost like
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I look at that as, regardless of the motivation, it says it was because of a famine. And he leaves and goes to Moab, and he dies. Elimelech dies, which is unfortunate, but we don't know why he died.
Yeah.
And then the sons get married, and they die.
And they don't have any kids, at least as far as the story shows.
Yeah, it says
there's no kids from them, but they were there with
10
them.
years.
Yeah, they were with each other for 10 years.
Yeah, which is strange. So I just find it a better explanation that, especially for a guy named God is my king. Well, if he was an Ephrathite, and going back to that original thing we were saying, if he's an Ephrathite, excuse me, I keep fighting these yawns.
Yeah.
That might be a Hebrew play on words. He's an Ephrathite, meaning he's a citizen of Bethlehem, or an old citizen of Bethlehem.
Original.
It could also mean he's of Ephraim,
of the tribe of Ephraim,
which he's in the land of Judah. Ephraim is north. Ephraim is in Israel.
Yeah.
Bethlehem is in Judah. And if you don't know the nuance on that, it's like different parts of the kingdom. Judah is where Jerusalem, Bethlehem is. The northern part of the kingdoms was where the 10 of the other tribes were. Yeah. But that's where Ephraim was. And if you were an Ephraimite or Ephrathite, then you don't really belong in Judah.
I guess you're kind of out
And
of place both ways.
I wouldn't
Like,
see it as a spiritual sin to, like, you're already out of place. You're in Judah instead of in Israel with
he's already traveled
Ephraim.
to, yeah.
So you maybe you don't have anything. Maybe you don't have an inheritance. And
Oh.
so he leaves into Moab, and as
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity. Now that
See what
we
he
could
can do.
always still view that as turning your back on the promised land. You're not trusting in the Lord. But it would not, if he took our modern day scholars' thoughts to heart and did what they thought would have been a non-sin, staying in Judah, we never would have got the book of Ruth.
Yeah.
um, so it's kind of strange, kind of interesting. I think what can happen is God can use our motivations and our intentions and our imperfect circumstances to bring about His plan. Bring about, even if plan is a tough word, bring about His work. I
Mm-hmm.
think is the better way to do it. Because you know what? If Elimelech didn't do it, we'd be reading a different name there.
There might be somebody else, yeah. With
If
similar
Naomi and Ruth
circumstances.
didn't do it, we'd be reading a different name there. God will bring about His work, and those who are willing and in the way to be useful to the plan of God, the
Mm-hmm.
plan of our Heavenly Father, I believe He will use them. And especially for a guy named God is my King. That is such
Mm-hmm.
a cool name.
Yeah.
Elimelech.
Well, but even
Yeah.
Boaz,
Uh,
because he's one of
in him
the
is strength.
columns
Yeah. Well, on
or
Solomon's
on
temple.
Solomon's temple. Yeah.
Yeah, the two pillars at the door of the temple. You have Yakin and Boaz.
Mm-hmm.
Yakin in him, Yakin is I will establish, and Boaz in him is strength.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
That's interesting
it's
too.
very,
Like,
very interesting. But anyway, I'm going to quit rambling now. It's late, at least for us when we're recording this. That is
yeah.
the book of Ruth. It is 4 chapters. It reads very quick.
Yeah.
It's 4 chapters. It reads very quick, and it's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful book. And I like to think of it as a love story. 2 young people who are being virtuous and righteous and respectful of each other, but also, but also taking the responsibility of their kinsmen and
Yeah.
covenants with God upon themselves. So
It's a good
let
story.
us know what you think about the book of Ruth.
Yeah.
And um, yeah, we will see you next time.
See you next time. Like, subscribe, share. Yeah. So, see you guys.
See you later.